We're here today in the London Stock Exchange studios talking operational risk management with Simon Wills and Mark Cook of ORX, who are the largest organisation in this area. Simon, let me start with you. What's the history and background of operational risk management?
Operational risks existed as long as financial services existed. It's when you open the door in the morning, when you shut the safe at night, you're remembering to do that is taking an operational risk. And what we've seen over the last 10 or 20 years, though, is that those risks have become more important. It's conduct, it's cyber, it's outsourcing, it's all of those things that boards of directors are increasingly concerned about. And they're concerned because they're concerned about the amount of money that you can lose, but also it's about, I think, protecting really important assets for those companies as they move forward into the digital space. It's about protecting your reputation, it's about safeguarding the trust that you have with your customers.
So Mark, what can financial institutions do better? What should be the priority at the moment in this area?
I mean, beyond the risks themselves, a lot of the advancement we're seeing in terms of how organisations are seeking to manage operational risk are in relation to people. So much of this is cultural and behavioural. So at one level, it's about getting a greater level of understanding and awareness of the risk. And that then builds onto how we actually design those products, those services and the processes in order to deliver safely in the marketplaces where we operate. And therefore, how do we control those risks effectively? So I think where we're seeing the real change at the moment is the shift towards the understanding of the underpinning control environment and the underpinning processes, and looking to design in the ability to make sure that the things that we do not want to go wrong don't go wrong.
Simon, what do you think the landscape for risk operation management looks like in, say, the next 5 years?
I think we need to get better at a lot of things. I'd highlight three. I think the first thing, the demand that we see across the industry from senior management is to give them a better picture of the risk horizon, to understand what's coming towards them. And certainly I think artificial intelligence using unstructured data has a role to play, but also leveraging the people that you've got, leveraging your customers to identify those risks early. I think that's absolutely imperative challenge we need to rise to. I think we need to become more dynamic in the way that we manage operational risk, and there's a lot of work going on there. So it has a tendency to be programmatic, but instead actually stepping back from those programs and deciding when you want to make an intervention, when you want to make a difference. And then finally, to have a much better understanding of and a trade-off between the risks and the cost of control. So you're actually managing your risks in the most intelligent and cost-efficient way possible. At the moment, we struggle to understand the risks. I think actually the next big challenge is really to get a grip of those controlled environments, the cost of those controlled environments, and making sure that we're optimising the use of controls because they're expensive.
Mark, what would you say are the big concerns right now for senior management?
Well, what we're seeing a lot of at the moment is financial institutions really thinking about their resilience and how they provide their products and services reliably to their customers. And actually going to the next level where it's not if something goes wrong, but when something goes wrong, how do we ensure that we provide those products and services? And how we think about, therefore, the supply chain, the nature of our operations, how it may be outsourced, how we may use third parties, but making sure that is all engineered to be able to be in the marketplace, servicing our customers and therefore protecting our customers. That really is emerging as probably one of the number one risks that we see.
So Simon, what would your advice be to financial institutions moving forward?
I think that the pace of change isn't going to slow down. The business isn't going to slow down for operational risk to catch up. So operational risk has to keep up. And one of the ways that you can do that is by collaborating with the peer group. That's why we exist. ORX exists as a platform for people to share ideas, to share data, to build common solutions to common problems. And the whole ethos behind that is that we can make progress more quickly as a group than we can individually. So I think actually collaborating with your peer group will take us all forward more quickly.
So Simon Wills and Mark Cook from ORX, thanks so much for your wisdom and insight today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.